Alrighty guys, so I hope everyone is having a great and wonderful day today. In today's video, I really want to talk about, does every individual piece of Moldavite give you a different type of energy? Okay. Now, this idea actually came to me the other day because I was speaking with someone on my Instagram Moldavite profile, and they mentioned to me something about the weight of the Moldavite and the frequency that that Moldavite carries. Okay. Now, some pieces that I have of Moldavite were about 15 grams, some were 11 grams, some have been 3 grams, right? And so he was basically explaining it to me through numerology, where it's like certain numbers obviously mean certain things and certain frequencies, and that the Moldavite, the way that he looks at it, is through the numerology perspective, where he can actually identify what each piece of Moldavite energetic frequency it carries through numbers, which was very interesting for me to understand from that perspective. And I've also realized, guys, since I've been talking and speaking with, the Moldavite retailers and the wholesalers actually that I communicate with, they have actually told me as well that the Moldavite that you get that's closer to the actual teardrop, so to speak, meaning, when Moldavite came, just imagine this is a meteor, and it came and it went poof, and it just blew up, right? Not literally blew up, but it crashed, right? That section of the comet that actually came, the meteor that came and landed, that was the area that impacted and created the Moldavite with the highest frequency, okay? And by that I mean it created Moldavite that looked like a teardrop, okay? Now, this is basically a piece that was closest and created to the teardrop that these wholesalers actually speak about. Okay, that's why this piece of Moldavite actually goes for a little bit more than the regular raw Moldavite because of its shape, right? This is actually a cleaner shape more so than just the regular raw. Okay, it has a cleaner shape, it looks like a teardrop, and it actually, from my personal experience, guys, I've noticed that this Moldavite, and in particular this one as well, these two types of Moldavite right here, the cleaner type, the more higher medium grade, so to speak, the more museum type piece, those types of Moldavite actually carry a different type of frequency within it. Since I've personally worked with, raw, I've worked with medium grade, and I've worked with, super museum, high, quality Moldavite. I've worked with all of them. And I have noticed, guys, that the Moldavite that's closer to the teardrop actually has a different type of energetic frequency. Okay. And the way that I can best explain this is by comparing it to some of the psychic abilities that I get when I'm wearing it and some of the energetic frequencies I feel when I'm wearing it as well. Okay. So, like, for example, these two, this one in particular, I actually feel that I can feel other people's energies so much more. Like my intuition, my sensitivity to other people's energies just increases to the max when I wear this Moldavite, this piece of Moldavite, right? Based and compared to when I wear like a more raw piece of Moldavite like this one, I actually don't feel people's energetic frequencies as much, but it raises my energy, right? It raises my energy. It helps me focus. It just gives me more, oomph, more passion throughout the day versus when I just wear this one, okay? And when I wear this one, it's actually a combination of both, which is very funny because it is kind of like a mixture of just raw Moldavite, but yet it was kind of created closer to the teardrop, which to me is just so interesting to see how different types of energies, even based on the weight, as this one particular guy was explaining it to me, it's amazing for me to see how all pieces of Moldavite actually have a different carrying frequency of the Moldavite, which is either high, medium, kind of low, or just it just gives you something completely different. And no two pieces of Moldavite are exactly the same, which to me is just so interesting to see it from that perspective because it's true. Once this meteor crashed, right, everything just went, it just kind of scattered everywhere, and different types of energetic frequencies were attached to it. Okay, because the ones that were closer, like I said, to the actual teardrop, to the actual impact, will carry a higher frequency than those that were farther away. Okay, so I really wanted to share this with you guys because I found it very interesting. And I also want to pose this question out there and ask you guys, what different kinds of frequencies have you been feeling if you have more than one piece of Moldavite, right? And pay attention to the type of Moldavite that you have, whether it's raw, whether it's medium, or whether it's super high quality, right? Pay attention to those and pay attention to how much they weigh as well, and see how each piece of Moldavite, work with one individually as well. Take one, work with it for a week or so or a month, and then work with the other one, separately, and then see how differently each piece of Moldavite actually works with you, and pay attention to those. Because just realize, guys, that each piece of Moldavite has its own particular purpose and its own particular, intentions and ways you can activate, which I will share with in my next video, on how you can actually program, different types of Moldavite to do different things for you, which I find very interesting as well. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe as well. And stay tuned for my next video, guys, on how to set the intentions for if you have different types of Moldavite. And I send you guys so much love. And as always, I will talk to you guys very, very soon.